The old orphanage had always held a quiet, almost somber significance in the small town's history, standing as a relic of better days long past. Its weathered walls and faded paint whispered stories of innocence lost and seasons of unspoken hope. For years, it had been a place of refuge, tears, and laughter, though often tinged with the silent weight of memories that refused to fade. For many, it was merely a building. For some, it was a reminder of childhood innocence or the ache of abandonment. Yet, for one person, it held a much deeper, more personal meaning. Someone who once called it home, yet had left behind years ago, only to return in a different capacity, this time as a visitor. He was no stranger to the orphanage's corridors, having grown up within its walls before circumstances had pulled him away. The boy who once ran through those hallways now returned as a man, driven by a complex swirl of emotions. On the surface, he appeared composed, but beneath that facade lay a tumult of memories, the good, the bad, and the painfully unresolved. It was a strange moment for him, to step back into a place that had shaped him, knowing that his visit was not just about nostalgia, but about something more profound. He was here to observe, to reflect, and perhaps to find a way to reconcile the past with the present. As he wandered through the familiar spaces, memories flooded him, images of laughter ringing through empty rooms, quiet moments of comfort, and the shadows cast by figures long gone. Yet, amid these recollections, an undeniable sense of longing lingered. He had grown up believing he was destined to leave behind that chapter of his life forever. But now, as he looked at the dilapidated structure, he felt a flicker of something different, an unexpected urge to breathe new life into the very place that had once been a safe harbor for him and many others. This impulse was not driven by greed or nostalgia alone, but by a desire to rewrite what that place represented. He had come to understand the deep scars left by abandonment, neglect, and lost opportunities. For some children, this orphanage symbolized hope. For others, it was a reminder of broken promises. Yet, he saw potential, not just in restoring the building, but in what it could become again. The idea began to take root. Perhaps it was possible to transform a site of pain into one of renewal. This conviction grew stronger as he studied the neglected grounds, contemplating how each brick, each patch of overgrown grass, echoed stories waiting to be rewritten. But he knew that laying the foundation for something new would require more than just physical reconstruction. It demanded confronting the ghosts of the past and facing his own doubts. He wondered about the lives that had once intersected with this place, those who had come through its doors, seeking solace or salvation, and those who might still be waiting for this location to find its purpose again. His decision to buy the land was not impulsive. It was a calculated step, driven by an instinct that perhaps healing could begin here, after everything. He envisioned a space that could serve not only as a refuge for children, but as a testament to resilience and the power of second chances. Still, he understood that turning dreams into reality would be no simple task. It would require confronting challenges, navigating doubt, and sometimes surrendering the need for instant results. In this moment, standing on the verge of renewal, he felt the weight of his history intertwined with hope for the future. The journey ahead was unclear, fraught with uncertainties that threatened to overshadow his resolve. Yet he was determined to forge ahead. The quiet strength of the orphanage, coupled with his own resolve, hinted that it was never just about rebuilding bricks and mortar, but about restoring trust, hope, and a sense of belonging. Whatever lay ahead, he knew that his presence and decisions now could carve a new chapter, not just for himself, but for the countless young lives that might walk through those doors once again. This was his chance to reimagine the story, to reclaim what he thought was lost, and to make something meaningful out of the ashes of the past. Building on this, however, the decision to reimagine the orphanage extends far beyond mere renovation. It signals a profound commitment to rewriting narratives that have long been shaped by shadows of neglect. Consider how the physical act of transforming a dilapidated building parallels the process of healing emotional scars, each chipped wall or overgrown garden reflecting layers of abandonment that need tending. When someone chooses to breathe new life into such a space, it is akin to planting seeds of hope into soil that has endured prolonged droughts. The act of restoration becomes both a literal and metaphorical gesture, highlighting resilience and the possibility of renewal where despair once took root. Furthermore, this undertaking invites reflection on the transformative power of intention. As he gazes at the grounds, he recognizes that planting foundations for a new venture requires more than just purchase and physical work. It demands cultivating a vision rooted in empathy and foresight. This process can be compared to a gardener carefully selecting each seed, understanding that not all will sprout immediately, and some may need nurturing that extends beyond watering, attention, patience, and understanding. Similarly, reviving a space meant to nurture others calls for an internal cultivation of purpose, ensuring the intentions behind the project are genuine and resilient enough to withstand unforeseen challenges. Another crucial layer is the recognition that this act of renewal might serve as a catalyst for community cohesion. Think of how a neglected neighborhood can, with concerted effort, become a vibrant hub once again, fostering connections among residents. The orphanage's transformation could serve as a rallying point, drawing local residents, volunteers, and benefactors into a shared pursuit of rebuilding trust and identity. This process involves more than structural change. It becomes a social catalyst, a catalyst that can mend fractured relationships, reinstate a sense of collective ownership, and foster unity within a community that may have felt fragmented by years of neglect or division. In addition, contemplating this project encourages exploring the ripple effects that such a transformation might generate. Now, imagine how a single reimagined space can ignite broader initiatives, programs that provide educational opportunities, mental health support, or creative outlets for vulnerable youth. The physical space becomes a vessel for potential, a blank canvas awaiting bold strokes of innovation. The act of investing in the future of this land echoes the broader principle that meaningful change often springs from small, targeted efforts. When one environment is prioritized and reimagined, it can inspire subsequent endeavors, sparking a chain reaction that extends beyond the immediate area and touches lives in unexpected ways. Moreover, this process inevitably involves confronting internal doubts and fears. Transitioning from a nostalgic longing to active engagement necessitates a willing reckoning with uncertainties. Whether the project will succeed or the community will embrace the new vision remains unknown. Now consider how this mirrors personal growth outside these walls. Facing internal hesitations, navigating setbacks, and questioning one's capacity to effect change are integral to transformation. The act of committing to such a bold plan demands courage, akin to stepping into uncharted waters without guarantees, but trusting that the journey itself carries meaning. The willingness to embrace vulnerability can be the very catalyst that propels this landscape, and perhaps the individual's own inner landscape, toward renewal. Finally, recognizing that this undertaking involves a long-term vision underscores the importance of patience and perseverance. Restoring a place deeply intertwined with history isn't an overnight task. It requires sustained effort, adaptability, and a willingness to learn from setbacks. Think of it as tending a fragile garden that demands consistent care, adjusting strategies based on seasons and growth patterns. Each small victory, clearing debris, planting new roots, securing partnerships, becomes a vital step in a larger mosaic. The true challenge lies in maintaining momentum when immediate results aren't visible, and in continually reaffirming the purpose behind the effort. In doing so, the project transcends mere physical reconstruction, evolving into a testament to perseverance and hope, an enduring legacy that can inspire others to pursue their own acts of reinvention in the face of adversity. When contemplating the act of transforming a space rooted in past hardship, it becomes clear that genuine change hinges on the delicate balance between honoring history and forging a new identity. This is not merely about replacing broken windows or repainting faded walls. It involves a conscious effort to create a narrative that integrates previous memories without allowing them to define the future. To achieve this, one must recognize that every scar on a building or land is a testament to resilience, a reminder of struggles endured, yet also an invitation to redefine purpose. This perspective prompts a shift from viewing the past as an obstacle to perceiving it as a foundational layer upon which growth can be constructed. Embracing this mindset demands an active effort to listen to the silent stories embedded within the cracks and crevices, transforming them into guiding principles for meaningful revitalization. Furthermore, the process of reinvigorating such a site requires an openness to innovation that goes beyond traditional approaches. When starting anew, it offers an opportunity to rethink spatial functions, community engagement, and sustainable practices. For example, imagine integrating eco-friendly features that not only reduce environmental impact, but also serve as educational tools for those involved in the project. Solar panels could be woven seamlessly into renovated rooftops, or gardens could be cultivated to teach self-sufficiency and environmental stewardship. These choices extend the purpose of the space from merely sheltering or safeguarding to actively nurturing a culture of responsibility and awareness. In this way, the physical transformation becomes intertwined with a broader mission, empowering individuals to view renewal itself as an ongoing, participatory process. Now consider how this applies when you face resistance, be it from local stakeholders, funding constraints, or personal doubts. Recognizing that change often encounters opposition allows for strategic empathy. Instead of dismissing skepticism, one might engage skeptics as allies by highlighting how the project aligns with collective values or addresses shared concerns. For example, illustrating how community-led initiatives foster a sense of ownership can shift perceptions from suspicion to collaboration. This approach not only softens resistance but also turns opposition into a source of insight, revealing overlooked needs or fears that can then be addressed proactively. In essence, navigating obstacles demands a mindset rooted in adaptability, where flexibility transforms potential barriers into stepping stones for deeper commitment. Additionally, viewing the transformation as an ongoing journey emphasizes the importance of cultivating a sustainable momentum that survives beyond initial enthusiasm. This calls for establishing a system of feedback and continuous improvement, perhaps through regular community forums or digital platforms where stakeholders can share updates, ideas, and critiques. Such mechanisms ensure that the project remains responsive to emerging needs and evolving dynamics, preventing stagnation. Much like tending a living organism, the space requires consistent attention, with adjustments made over time to accommodate shifting circumstances. This perspective underscores that meaningful change is never static. Instead, it is a fluid evolution that hinges on collective investment and shared responsibility, fostering a sense of ownership that sustains long-term progress. To deepen this, one must also recognize the role of storytelling in shaping the new narrative. Every brick laid or decision made becomes part of a larger story that can inspire others, both within the local community and beyond. Documenting the transformation process through photographs, testimonies, or social media serves to validate efforts and create a ripple effect. When people witness the tangible results of a collective desire to rebuild, it fosters hope and encourages similar initiatives elsewhere. In this way, each step taken becomes a seed for inspiration, illustrating that even the most daunting landscapes can be rewritten by persistent human effort. The stories spun from this endeavor transform it from a mere physical overhaul into a symbol of resilience, collaboration, and vision. Elements that can transcend the project itself and ignite broader cultural shifts. Ultimately, this process invites a re-evaluation of what constitutes true renewal. It challenges the misconception that rebuilding is solely about material restoration, urging instead a focus on relational and psychological rejuvenation. When a space is imbued with intentionality and purpose, it begins to radiate a new energy, an embodiment of hope, potential, and collective strength. Now, picture how this perspective applies to personal transformation. Just as a space can be reshaped through careful effort and insightful reflection, so too can individuals reconstruct their sense of self after periods of hardship. Recognizing this parallel underscores that renewal is not a one-time event but a continuous act, requiring deliberate nurturing and open-heartedness. In embracing this understanding, the true power of reinvention becomes evident, not only in physical spaces but in the very fabric of our lives and communities. When transforming a space meant for renewal, understanding the subtle layers of emotional resonance becomes essential. Beyond bricks and mortar, the intangible atmosphere that a place exudes can either reinforce hope or deepen despair. This is where environmental psychology reveals its significance, how the arrangement of space influences human behavior, mood, and collective identity. Seemingly minor details, like the orientation of windows to maximize natural light, can dramatically alter perceptions of safety and openness. Similarly, incorporating elements such as soft textures, calming colors, or communal gathering spots fosters a sense of belonging and comfort. When consciously designed, a space begins to serve as a silent encourager of positive social interactions, subtly reinforcing the idea that recovery and growth are not only possible but inevitable in this environment. Yet addressing physical surroundings is merely one facet of shaping an environment conducive to transformation. The next dimension involves cultivating a narrative rooted in agency and empowerment. Often, spaces are associated with passive recovery, where individuals dwell on past traumas. However, intentionally integrating opportunities for active participation alters this dynamic fundamentally. This could mean establishing community projects where residents or visitors contribute to ongoing improvements, turning the space into a living, evolving canvas. These acts of contribution forge personal ownership, amplifying feelings of control and purpose. In this context, the environment becomes a mirror of internal progress, where tangible involvement acts as a catalyst for psychological resilience. The act of building or refurbishing, in tandem with collective effort, inscribes new stories of resilience onto the fabric of the space itself. Building upon this, it's important to consider how narratives of hope can be embedded into the physical fabric of the environment. Murals, memory walls, or digital archives can serve as repositories of shared histories, stories of survival, triumph, and community effort. Such features transform the space from merely functional to profoundly symbolic. Now, each brushstroke or recorded story becomes an act of affirmation, a declaration that the past does not solely define the future. This practice encourages a culture of storytelling that reinforces personal and collective identities, reminding everyone that they are part of a continuum, an ongoing saga of perseverance. This symbolic layer acts as an anchor, helping individuals reframe their experiences and see setbacks as chapters rather than the conclusion. Furthermore, when envisioning spaces for reinvention, one must incorporate flexible design elements that adapt to evolving needs. Static environments risk becoming obsolete or oppressive over time, especially when the purpose is rooted in healing. Modular furniture, movable partitions, or multi-purpose rooms allow the space to change in response to different phases of recovery or diverse group requirements. This flexibility echoes the broader principle that growth rarely follows a straight line. Each individual's journey is unique, and a dynamic environment can accommodate shifting emotional states, new challenges, or fresh opportunities. Such versatility nurtures an atmosphere of ongoing possibility, where the environment itself does not impose limits but rather adapts as resilience develops. Another crucial layer involves intentionally fostering a sense of authority over one's surroundings. When people feel they have a voice in shaping their environment, it can dismantle feelings of helplessness that often accompany trauma or loss. Offering opportunities to personalize elements, such as choosing color schemes, planting a garden, or creating art installations, serves as a form of reclaiming space. This process transforms external surroundings into an extension of internal growth, allowing individuals to imprint their identity and agency onto their environment. The tangible act of making space one's own acts as a metaphor for inner ownership, an essential step towards sustained healing. It fosters ownership not just of the environment, but of one's narrative, gradually shifting from victim to survivor or creator. Finally, there is an ethical dimension rooted in cultural sensitivity and inclusivity that must underpin every aspect of transformation. Every community carries its own history, symbols, and gestures that hold profound significance. Recognizing and respecting these cultural nuances when reimagining a space ensures that it serves as a genuine sanctuary rather than a generic reconstruction. It involves engaging diverse voices within the community, understanding their stories, and reflecting this diversity in design choices. This participatory process not only enriches the environment, but also reinforces a collective sense of respect and validation. When people see their identity and values embedded into their space, it amplifies feelings of belonging and pride, turning the environment into a true reflection of shared resilience. Such inclusivity becomes a powerful testament that renewal is not uniform or imposed, but personalized and rooted in collective dignity. When reimagining a space for genuine transformation, the subtle art of infusing it with symbolic significance becomes paramount. A mere physical overhaul can feel superficial without deliberate efforts to embed meaning that resonates on a deeper level. Think of it as planting a seed that must be nurtured with stories, symbols, and rituals if it's to grow into something truly alive. Incorporating elements like indigenous motifs, restorative art, or community-crafted artifacts turns the environment into a living testament to collective identity. These symbols serve as anchors during moments of hardship, reminding occupants of shared resilience that transcends individual scars. Their presence cultivates a sense of rootedness, anchoring progress in cultural memory rather than fleeting trends. Expanding on this, the spatial layout itself can serve as a conduit for fostering emotional release and reconciliation. Design choices, such as creating secluded corners, open communal zones, or pathways that meander unpredictably, can subtly promote different emotional states. By deliberately shaping movement patterns within the environment, one can channel feelings of containment, freedom, or reflection. For example, a winding corridor filled with artwork or personal stories can encourage introspection, allowing individuals to process complex emotions at their own pace. Conversely, open plazas facilitate collective expression and shared celebration, reinforcing bonds between community members. These spatial configurations act like a palette of emotional tools, enabling subtle shifts in mood and perception that support ongoing healing. Furthermore, the integration of multisensory experiences deepens the connection between individuals and their environment. While visual cues are vital, engaging other senses, sound, touch, smell, can heighten the sense of immersion and comfort. Imagine a garden with plants that release calming fragrances, textured sculptures that invite tactile exploration, or soundscapes that evoke natural rhythms or familiar melodies. These sensory layers can transform a static space into an orchestrated environment that responds to and nurtures emotional states. When designed intentionally, such spaces become dynamic ecosystems that adapt to users' needs, offering solace or energization precisely when required. Engaging multiple senses also helps create a more inclusive atmosphere by accommodating individuals with diverse sensory sensitivities and preferences, reinforcing the notion that healing environments must be accessible and adaptable. Now, consider how intentional lighting plays a profound role in shaping perception and mood within these environments. Lighting schemes can be manipulated to evoke tranquility, vitality, or hope, sometimes all within the same setting. Soft, diffuse light in quiet corners can foster a sense of safety, while brighter, more energizing illumination in communal areas ignites enthusiasm and interaction. Beyond functional requirements, lighting can be used symbolically. For example, gradually increasing brightness can represent the journey from darkness to enlightenment, while colored lighting might evoke particular cultural or emotional connotations. Advances in technology now allow for programmable lighting systems that respond to movement, sound, or even biometric feedback, creating spaces that seem to breathe and adapt in real time. Such responsiveness not only enhances comfort, but also emphasizes the dynamic nature of the healing process. In addition to physical and sensory considerations, the tactile environment can serve as a catalyst for mindfulness and grounding. Surfaces designed to invite touch, such as rough stones, silky fabrics, or uneven wooden planks, encourage individuals to stay present in their bodies. This tactile engagement anchors fleeting thoughts and intense emotions, transforming space into a facilitator of meditation and self-awareness. When used intentionally, these textured elements become more than decor. They act as physical anchors that help individuals regain control during turbulent moments. The sensation, like a steady heartbeat beneath a tumultuous sky, becomes a reminder that stability resides within, and the environment is merely a catalyst, not a definitive solution. This sensorial foundation nurtures a profound sense of empowerment, encouraging users to reconnect with their body's innate capacity for self-regulation. Lastly, integrating natural elements, such as water features, living plants, and natural materials, serves to blur the boundaries between inside and outside, cultivating a sense of unity with the environment. Water's gentle flows can symbolize cleansing and renewal, while lush greenery introduces vitality and hope. Incorporating organic materials like wood, stone, or clay grounds the space in tactile authenticity and environmental sustainability. These elements foster a rhythmic harmony that can soothe frayed nerves and inspire a renewed sense of possibility. Their presence reminds us that resilience often grows from harmony with natural cycles, and that healing environments should honor the intrinsic connection between humans and nature. When these natural touches are thoughtfully woven into design, they reinforce the notion that regeneration is an ongoing process, rooted in patience, coexistence, and reverence for the world's inherent capacity for renewal. Drawing these strands together, we see how the act of reimagining a space transcends mere physical transformation, unfolding instead as an intricate dance between substance and symbolism. environment and emotion, individual and collective consciousness. Each element, be it the subtle placement of symbols, the thoughtful design of spatial flow, or the multisensory engagement, interacts like an elaborate tapestry woven from threads of memory, hope, and resilience. When these threads are combined with deliberate purpose, they create a fabric that not only provides sanctuary, but actively encourages growth and renewal at every level. The process becomes less about reconstructing what was lost, and more about cultivating an environment in which the human spirit can flourish anew, resilient against the erosive forces of time and hardship. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer, less a linear course and more an unfolding journey, punctuated by intentional acts and mindful choices. As we navigate this terrain, it's vital to recognize the inherent potential within every element, understanding that spaces are living entities capable of mirroring our internal landscapes. They respond to our cues, subtle, deliberate, or spontaneous, shaping our experiences in ways that can either hinder or foster healing. This dynamic interplay suggests that the framework for renewal is not static, but an ongoing dialogue between environment and spirit, where each gesture of care amplifies the possibility for profound transformation. It invites us to view the act of redesigning and restoring as a form of storytelling, an ongoing narrative that nurtures hope, affirms identity, and celebrates resilience. Reflecting on this journey so far, it becomes evident that the true power of environments lies in their capacity to serve as catalysts, not merely for aesthetic or functional improvement, but for the deeper alchemy of emotional and psychological regeneration. These spaces, when thoughtfully conceived, act as silent architects of change, subtly shifting perceptions, fostering connection, and inspiring new visions of what is possible. Within this context, the physical and symbolic merge into a cohesive whole, forming a foundation upon which individuals and communities can build meaning, purpose, and trust. The convergence of design, purpose, and symbolism effectively creates a fertile ground from which renewal can emerge organically, rooted in respect for history, but oriented toward a future forged by intention and care. As we pivot towards the final reflection, the emphasis shifts from the mechanics of transformation to the profound implications such environments hold for human experience. We recognize that the true essence of renewal resides not solely in the act of rebuilding, but in the reverberating impact it has on our collective consciousness. This process invites us to consider spaces as living repositories of hope and resilience, dynamic ecosystems capable of responding to the fluctuating needs of those who inhabit them. It underscores the notion that genuine renewal is a continuous act of attention and intention, one that requires us to remain attuned to the subtle energies shaping our environments and ourselves. Through this lens, the spaces we inhabit transform into more than mere backdrops. They become active participants in the ongoing story of human resilience, beckoning us to engage in the delicate, purposeful craft of fostering lasting hope.